Saturday night NBA action, Game 3 in the Western Conference Finals. Thunder now travel to Minnesota up 2-0. Is this series over? Do the Timberwolves get back in it? I've got the answer for you. Free plays on side, totals, player props, all come up with deep dive analysis right here, right now. Hi, this is Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com, right back here on WagerTalk TV. And don't forget, I'm doing every NBA playoff game every day for you here on the channel. I will continue to do so. All I ask is a thumbs up, like, and a positive comment below because I do read the comments and I reply back. All right, I thought Minnesota was in a good bounce-back spot in Game 2. It did not work out, and they now are down 0-2 in this series. So the question becomes, does the site change heading home in Game 3 make a difference? And historically speaking, it really does. Teams down 0-2 back at home in Game 3 have been very strong play-on teams for decades now in the NBA playoffs. Now, from a profit perspective, it hasn't worked as well in recent years because the odds makers in the betting market has caught on and made drastic adjustments to the point spread. But what is interesting about this Game 3 is that's not the case. We saw the Timberwolves as a 7.5-point dog in Game 2 and Game 1. If you put 3 points each way for home court, that would make them like a 1-point dog. And then you factor in the strong situation. I actually expected Minnesota to be about a 2.5-point favorite. Right now, Oklahoma City is the 2.5-point favorite. In fact, this line opened briefly after Game 2 as high as 4 and was quickly bet down to the other locations, down to the key number of 3, 2.5. But once again, it doesn't make a lot of sense. This is a historically strong spot for the T-Wolves here to bounce back down 0-2, yet we still get them as a live dog here. So I do like Minnesota. I think the money line is in play at plus 125. Once again, 2.5 to 3-point dog. You can also get the money line plus 125. Now, where the lines have been adjusted, the strongest angle with teams down 0-2 in Game 3, and you've heard me talk about this for several years now, is in the first half. And there has been an adjustment in the first half line because if you look at the full game line here, it's 2.5 or 3, but the first half line is pick 'em to only a half. So once again, the odds makers are adjusting the first half line, which is showing the strongest play is probably Minnesota first half, but there's value still with the Timberwolves overall in the full game since they're getting a couple more points. And by the way, the money line in the first half is right around minus 105, right around that pick 'em range, plus a half in some spots, pick 'em in others. So minus 105, minus 110. But T-Wolves, historically speaking, are in a strong bounce-back spot. And the other thing I'll point out is that the public consensus, for the most part, was leaning towards Minnesota in Games 1 and 2. Now it's leaning towards the Thunder. So all of a sudden, the public has jumped ship after the Game 2 loss, back-to-back double-digit defeats. But let's dive into Game 2 a bit. By the way, Jalen Williams for Oklahoma City is listed as available to play Saturday with the ankle injury. He's the only guy that's really shown up on the injury report. He is expected to go. He's been very up and down in the playoffs, as we've talked about in recent weeks, but he did have a good Game 2, 26 points on 20 shot attempts. SGA, 21 shot attempts, 38 points, 13 for 15 from the free throw line. That's something I want to talk on. He took 15 of their 24 free throws. League MVP because he gets to the line. You got to wonder if he's not going to get as many favorable calls in Minnesota. And I don't want to say the fix is in, but I also can't imagine that the NBA wouldn't like this to go 5, 6, or 7 games. If Minnesota's going to get a win, which I think they will in this series, maybe multiple wins still, it's going to come here in Game 3. So I look for the officiating to also favor the Timberwolves on their strong home court. I'm doing this video on Friday afternoon, so we don't have the lineup yet. But if we happen to see the Magic Man, Scott Foster, on that NBA official lineup on Saturday, you know what to do, right? So that would also not favor SGA on player props as he needs to get to the free throw line. So never looking to fade superstars, but he could be a bit down in this game. One of the rare times maybe we take a look at an SGA under. Let me know your thoughts on that in the comments below. Once again, Jalen Williams, ankle injury, expected to play. He had a big Game 2, but he's kind of been zigging and zagging. He hasn't really had 2 good games in a row for several rounds here in the playoffs, so he might regress as well. He had 19 points in Game 1. So Williams and SGA, maybe one or both could be underplays here, which is not something we normally look to do with those guys, but it could be in play here. Hartenstein's a guy I mentioned as a guy I didn't think would be very involved. He was 6 for 8 in Game 1 with 12 points. Only had 6 points. He did regress as expected. I would look to continue to fade Hartenstein. He's only took 5 shot attempts in Game 2. So those are some OKC players. If Minnesota bounces back, might underperform a bit. Speaking of Game 2, though, really Minnesota could have been in that game. They were in that game. And in fact, they covered over 50% of the game against the spread. They led at halftime in Game 1, don't forget. So, yes, they've lost in blowout fashion on the scoreboard, but they've been competitive early in both games. That's another reason why the first half line has been adjusted a bit more here in Game 3, in my opinion, because historically speaking, teams down 0-2 play well in the first half, and Minnesota has been better in the first half so far in this series. But really got to question the coaching ideology to put Randle on the bench late in that game. They wanted a different matchup. We talked about how Randle missed all 3 games in February when these teams played in the regular season. But he had a solid game 1 for Minnesota with 28 points, 9 for 13 shooting, 5 for 6 from 3. And yes, I did mention in the game 2 video that wasn't looking to fade him, but I would not be on his over because he had basically played to perfection well. He went well under his posted total with only 6 points. He was only 2 for 11 shooting. Didn't work out benching him. I look for Randle to have a bounce-back game. So Julius Randle props over, I think, make more sense now in game 3. He's currently listed anywhere from 17.5 to 19.5. This is why it's so important to shop around. Bet Rivers has 17.5. BetMGM has 19.5. Obviously juiced each way. But Randle over the 17.5 points, I think, makes a lot of sense. He was priced at 19.5 in games 1 and 2. And I think this is a better bounce-back spot now. And he's been really good in the playoffs overall. I know he had that clunker the other night in game 2 and they benched him, but he had at least 24 points or more in the 5 previous playoff games going back to the Golden State series. In fact, he scored 18 points or more in every game since the Golden State series started. And if you go back to the Lakers series even, he had 22 or more in those final 3 games. So this is a guy that's averaging 23 points the last 10 playoff games, even with scoring just 6 the other night. So once again, over 17.5 Julius Randle prop is definitely in play, I think, here in game 3. Gobert continues to do absolutely nothing. We've talked about him. He missed those 3 games in February as well, but he hasn't done much so far in this series. Game 1, Gobert had 2 points, only 3 shot attempts in 21 minutes. He had only 5 points on only 5 shot attempts in 29 minutes. Gobert unders, probably not a lot of value left of those unders anymore because it's in a very small price range now. In fact, it's at about 6.5. That's what it was priced for game 2, 7.5 for game 1. But once again, he has scored just 5 and 2 points so far. But he did score at least 8 or more in 4 of the previous 5 playoff games before that. So not looking to play Gobert under. Probably no value left with his under, but wanted to point out that he has been terrible so far, at least offensively in this series. He is important to try to stop SGA from getting to the hoop as a big man. Maybe he'll be more of a defensive threat. And if he does play more minutes, which I think he might in this game, he might just accidentally get over the 5.5 to 6.5 points. I'd probably stay off Gobert, even though he's been an easy under fade the last 2 games in this series. And, of course, the Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards, 32 points in 40 minutes. Never looking to fade superstars, and he only had 18 points in game 1. Did bounce back with a little bit of a better showing, 32 points in game 2. 12 for 26 shooting, and he was only 1 for 9 from three-point range and still finished with 32 points. So I do think there's still some upside with Anthony Edwards, and that obviously correlates. If you think the Timberwolves bounce back here in game 3, historically 0-2 teams do, then Anthony Edwards has to do the lifting. I can't imagine there's a situation in which Minnesota wins and Randle and Edwards, at least one, if not both of them, don't go over their point total. So Edwards over 27.5 points makes sense. He had 32 points in game 2 and once again was just 1 for 9 from three-point range. And by the way, that's another reason Minnesota is down 0-2 in this series. And it's a lot like the Celtics. The Celtics shot 25% exact in games 1 and 2 against New York. They lost them both, came back in game 3 and won pretty easy on the road, covered the first half, team total over, full game. Similar situation here. Minnesota just 29%, 5 for 51 in game 1, and then just 28%, 11 for 39 in game 2. They have to shoot better from 3, and most likely they will, especially back on their home court. So once again, yes, they've lost by double digits so far in both games, but the three-point shooting was not there. I look for them to shoot better at home here in game 3. All right, there you go. There's some thoughts on the player props, the side. Didn't really touch on the total much. Right now, looking at the total, the adjustments from games 1 and 2. We'll talk about game 1. That was a little bit of a blowout in the second half. 219 landed on what was it, just 202. And then game 2 did get up and over barely. The total was 218. It landed 221. By the way, we had a best bet on the team total for the T-Wolves over 103.5 in game 2, and they landed 103. And that was with Randle having only 6 points total and not playing in the fourth quarter, basically. So tough beat for us in game 2 with that team total, but it did land right around the game total as well at 221. So we look here at game 3. The odds makers opened at 217 briefly. It has gone up to 218.5, 218.5 out there. But I'll talk about Pinnacle. The sharpest book in the world is sitting at 219, slightly to the under. So once again, early money and the Pinnacle lean are favoring the over for what it's worth here in game 3. All right, there you go. Quick hitter for you. Hope you found it useful. Don't forget, I'm going to continue to do every NBA playoff game every day right here on the channel. All I ask is a thumbs up, like, and a positive comment below because I read the comments and I reply back. Also, drop who you like side total. Player props. I know some of you are doing really well with the player props this postseason. Drop your player props as well. And if you have some time, include some analysis, some reasoning. Let's learn and earn and win together here on WagerTalk TV. I honestly believe we have some of the sharpest, if not the sharpest and smartest sports betting viewers right here on this channel. If you're not a subscriber, hey, join the family for free. Click subscribe. We have over 203,000 subscribers and counting. Make sure you've clicked that subscribe button. And when you do so, I recommend clicking the bell as well, because you'll get an instant alert when this video goes up every day. I'm doing every playoff game every day. We'll have the Knicks Pacers up for Sunday. I'll be getting them up the night before, so it's up at nice and early for you. So once again, if you click that bell for an instant alert, you'll know when these videos are loaded every day, along with some bonus free baseball play videos throughout the week. I'll be doing a lot of daily baseball free play videos as well. So click that bell when you subscribe for an instant alerts here on WagerTalk TV. And you'll also know when the live shows go on. And speaking of which, I'll be on Last Call this Saturday. Last Call at 11 a.m. Eastern, live here on WagerTalk TV Saturday. And if you miss it 11 a.m. Eastern, don't worry. It's archived 24/7 here on this channel. I'll be on third, I believe. Bat and Cleanup around 11:20, 11:30 Eastern for the live segment. I do mention live because we take your viewer questions. If there's any more NBA questions you have or more baseball questions for Saturday's games, watch us live, chime in. I will answer them on air. Or, of course, watch the replay here. I do read the comments and reply back. You can always ask questions here as well, and I'll be glad to answer. Now, I give you a lot of free opinions in these videos, right? Some of them make the best bet card, but most of them aren't strong enough. But if you want my official best bet selections, it's such a simple way to do it. Just become a client at WagerTalk.com. I've been doing this for 29 straight years as a full-time professional handicapper. And if I use a game, my clients get it. And I'm very selective. 1 to 3 best bets per day on average for all sports, which means that last cut is pretty strong as well. What do I do with it? I don't want to waste it. I put it up as a free opinion. So once again, bonus free play every day on my page. It's the last cut, strongest opinion that didn't make the best bet card. And then my official best bets are listed on my page as well. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. And you get there quicker with that shortcut you see on your screen, wt.buzz/SM. And as you see, deals and promos are available on my page. And I'm going to give them to you now, explain them to you, but you don't have to memorize them because they are listed on my page each and every day. But we got a couple really good all-sports specials right now. I know basketball is winding down, but baseball is a daily sport. That's the bread and butter sport. And we are red hot in baseball right now, and it's not a fluke. We did the same thing last year, went on monster runs in May, June, July, August. In fact, by the end of August last year, right before Labor Day, we had already doubled our bankroll for all sports clients, up over 100 units by the end of August. And right now, you can get a Memorial Day to Labor Day special for just $5.79. And if you sign up this weekend, you get Saturday and Sunday included for free. So you don't have to wait till Monday, Memorial Day. Where's my flag? Let's get it ready, man. Get it primed. We got some more sitting around here. Get your flags ready for Memorial Day. But you don't have to wait till Monday. Start right now and get Saturday and Sunday's best bets also included all the way through Labor Day, September 1st. It's all sports, all access. So, yeah, it gets the rest of the NBA Finals, baseball every day for several months, but also the start of the football season, NFL preseason in August, first week of college football. Don't forget, I was 10-3, over 70% first month of college football last year. Just love college football the first few weeks. By the way, we laid big chalk, 4 or 5 touchdown favorites that win by 60, 70 points. That's how you play college football, especially with the NIL and the transfer portal nowadays in August and September. But no joke. It's a fantastic offer. No promo code needed. It works out to about $5 a day. Memorial Day to Labor Day, all sports special right now at WagerTalk.com. Or if you want to take a 1-year all access and get all of next year's college and pro football seasons and college basketball seasons, along with the NBA and MLB for the next year, don't forget about promo code SM365. It's 1-year all access, gets you an instant $811 discount on my 1-year pass. Gets it down to $3 a day, just $1 a play. That's SM365 for the 1-year all access. That is how you take a true, consistent investment approach and take advantage of the strongest time of year, which is right now. Once again, we doubled our bankroll up 100 units by the end of August last summer. We're looking to do it again here in 2025. One other promo I'll mention real quick on the way out is if you want baseball only, because it's pretty much all baseball for the next several months. I do have a special through the All-Star break. We get you the rest of the first half of the baseball season for just $3.99. Normally it's $4.99 right now on the page, but if you use promo code STAR399 as you see on the screen, you get the next couple months for just $3.99 complete. That takes you through July 15th through the All-Star game. My baseball best bets that are ranked number 1 overall last year, up over 100 units of profit in baseball alone. Get the next several months through July 15th, about 2 months, a little less than 2 months for $3.99 with promo code STAR399. Once again, don't have to memorize all this. It's on the page right now, all the special offers and promo codes, along with my daily best bets. You can see which games are up, Also, a free bonus play. Once again, the last cut, just a bit outside, is up there right now as a daily free play. And oh, by the way, my best bets, win or lose, are recapped every day on the bottom of the screen. Last 20 recapped on a rolling recap. You can click on any of them to read the analysis afterwards. If you build your bankroll, make it a habit right now to go to my page daily to see the best bets, read the analysis, and get that daily free play. When you're ready to take a serious investment approach, I highly recommend one of my best bet packages. And it doesn't matter if it's a 1 day, a 1 week, a 1 month, or a 1 year. Every client gets the exact same personal best bets that I'm using each day. Same games I've won with consistently since I became a full-time professional 29 years ago in 1996. 4 decades of winning, and it continues right now. Steve Merril, WagerTalk.com. Get there quicker with shortcut WT.buzz/SM. On the way out, don't forget to follow me on social media on X and Instagram at Steve Merril, 2 R's, 1 L. You see it on the bottom of the screen, 2 R's, 1 L, at Steve Merril on X and Instagram. And stay tuned here to Wager Talk TV because you know there's more free play videos coming up next.